All right, you guys. Well, happy Monday. Let's go ahead and get yourself in the chat or get in your app and let's go ahead and see what's going on. So let's start ourselves off, you guys. We got 2 minutes of cardio. So let's figure out what you want to do. All right. So we're going to get that heart rate up. And then from there, we're going to move right into 3 minutes. Okay. So we'll have 3 minutes after our 2-minute segment. We're going to go 10 jumping jacks, 10 alternating lunges. It just says 10 lunges. We'll just go side to side, 5 per side, 10 air squats, and then 10 sit-ups. So as we do this, you guys, once we move ourselves from the 2 minutes, I'll just go ahead and kind of prompt you on what movement is next as a reminder if you guys need that. And then, what's up, Stan? And then we'll go from there. Okay, you guys? So, all right. Morning, Karen. All right, everybody. Well, give me that nice flex on a Monday if we're ready to rock and roll. All right. Let me get my clock set up. Okay, dokie. All right, you guys. Well, here we go. Let's go ahead and get ourselves set up in 3, 2, 1, and begin. So we have 2 minutes of cardio. So I had a couple questions. You know, when it comes to this 2 minute of cardio, for some, I just, they're like, hey, I just get out of bed. I'm kind of moving slow. What should I do? So the big piece of this, you guys, is this. Just move, right? Maybe we just need to stretch a little bit. Maybe we need to open those hips up a little bit. Whatever you guys want to do. This 2 minutes is your time. But the idea is I want to get your heart rate up. Period. That's the big part. And then after that, you guys, when it comes to the movements today, there's jumping jacks, there's alternating lunges, there's air squats, and there's sit-ups, right? Take your time. Even though it's like an AMRAP, which stands for as many rounds as possible, we just want to move, right? Let's say you just get through 1 round. That's perfect. All right, everybody, 1 more minute, and then we will kick into our movements. Well, I hope everybody had a good 4th. Colleen and I were able to hang out with each other a little bit on the 4th. We held a 3-mile or 5-mile fun run walk yesterday, and Colleen ran the 5-miler. What? So Tina maybe could relate to this, but growing up, there was the Mount Shasta 2-mile fun. It was like a fun run walk, and then there was like the 5-mile. And the 5-mile in my head was like the elite, the guys that are like hardcore. And then the 2-mile walk was like cool. It's like 8 o'clock in the morning. We're just walking. All right, real quick. Okay, we're gonna move into jumping jacks in 3, 2, 1. Jumping jacks begin. We're doing 10 jumping jacks. An alternative to that jumping jack is we can always step out side to side if you need that alternative. After we're done with that, we're going to do 10 lunges, okay? We could grab onto a door frame. You could just do them in place. The thing that matters is that back knee, our goal is to touch the floor. And then that shin, we want it to be straight up and down. So again, if you need to grab onto a couch, door frame, just allow you to get into that strong position. Nice. And then from there, we're going to go into 10 air squats. There we go. Yawns are contagious, right? 10 air squats. And then we'll go 10 sit-ups once you're done. But growing up, I thought the 5-mile was untouchable. And I had a friend who would do the 5-mile. And I was like, man, that guy's a beast. And it was just a mental barrier that I had for myself growing up. It wasn't that it was impossible. It just means it was something that I'd never entertained before. So anyways, it's neat to see so many people do the 5-mile. So anyways, and then Coley and I have been training. So we've been having her on a training protocol and it just happened to work into the 5 mile. Just another training day, Colleen. All right. So once you guys are done with your sit-ups, we'll go right back into those jumping jacks. And then 10 of those lunges. There we go. And then just as a reminder, at the end of today, right, there is going to be a finisher for you at home. And I'm going to let you guys do the finisher at home after we're done. But we're going to do a little stretching together at the end also. Okay, so I'm going to let the finisher be for you guys, but then I'm going to cool us down together, just giving you some more tools when it comes to what can we do to loosen up our body. We're having tightness areas, and we need to loosen it up because tight areas end up being painful because we don't know how to kind of loosen ourselves and kind of get out of that bundle of tight muscles. And then we're just going to teach you how to kind of loosen them up so you can actually open up a little bit more. All right, 5 seconds, everybody. 3, 2, 1, and stop. All right. So here we go. Grab some water. I'm going to go grab myself a dumbbell real quick. All right. Well, let's go over real quick what we're about to do. We're going to go ahead and do some Russian swings. We're going to do some slow dead bugs. And then we're going to be doing some up downs. Okay, so this is going to be our strength portion. Now, what I want us to do is we're going to go over our single dumbbell Russian swing. And I'm going to go ahead and give you, my headset's off right now. I'm recharging it really quick. So you may not hear me super clear, but we're going to go over it. So make sure that you guys get a good look at what I'm doing, making sure that we have, if we do have any questions, we just kind of bring them up. So when it comes to the dumbbell, right, single dumbbell Russian swing, dumbbell's going to be right here on the deck. I'm going to pull my hips back. And this is super important that I'm going to pull it as close to my crotch as possible. And then as I stand up, I'm going to thrust the kettlebell or the dumbbell out. I'm going to pull it out. And I'm going to exhale every time that it comes up. And then when I'm done, I'm going to go and let it reset. Okay? So now let's go ahead. Let's get about 5 of those swings on your own, right? And I would swing it, right? Hold it by its head so that one of the heads of the dumbbells, right, is touching the floor or is away from you. All right? Now the next piece of that, right, just because we're here, let's go ahead and do some up downs. That's it. So you want to keep it swinging, Karen. Pull it through your legs. Yep, pull it through your legs and then stand up, right? Now the key on this one, everybody, is squeeze your butt, squeeze your quads like the front of your legs, and squeeze those abs. Like somebody's going to tap your tummy, flex them every time, even harder than what you're doing right now. Now, once you guys are done with that, let's go right into 3 up downs, okay? 3 up downs. So you're going to reach for the floor, step out, and then step up or jump up. Okay, so I'll go through a couple of those. Good work, you guys. And then we're gonna have some dead bugs. So everybody, let's go ahead and take it to the floor. This is kind of tricky right now, but we'll just kind of go with it. So I'll verbally walk you guys through this. We're gonna stay on the floor, right? The most important piece is that lower back against the deck. And we are simply going to move the opposite extremities. So my left leg is gonna go back, my right leg is gonna go forward, and then I'm gonna bring it right back to the center. So this is gonna be me. Nice and slow. Good, that lower back is flush against the floor the entire time. Now, to get that lower back against the deck, I'm laying on my back, I'm gonna do a little bit of a crunch. That little bit of a crunch is gonna let that lower back push against the deck. Sometimes people have been doing it where their head's on the floor, their neck is resting on the floor. We wanna be like this, so it's not on the floor, okay? All right, any questions at all? And if you don't, give me the best flex on a Monday. There we go. That was good. Stan, A+ today, buddy. That was a good one. All right, well, let's get this party started, you guys. We are going to start with those single dumbbell Russian swings. Okay, keeping that dumbbell, you guys, at the belly button level, okay? A lot of times those dumbbells get a little bit carried away right here. So as you guys pull it through your body and you come out, you want to squeeze your butt, squeeze your quads, squeeze your abs, and that dumbbell is going to be relatively low. So we're focusing on the thrust, not how high we can ring the bell, okay? All right, you guys, we'll get close to that dumbbell, you guys, because we're about to start it in 3, 2, 1, begin. Okay, so here we go. So what we're gonna be doing, you guys, is and I want you guys to keep track of your repetitions, right? Keep track of those reps. There we go. Very random today, by the way, but I decided I was gonna have a cup of coffee this morning. So as many of you guys know, well, maybe you guys don't know this, but I used to really drink coffee all the time. Now I don't drink coffee, hardly ever. But there's this guy that shows up at my 6 a.m. class, and his cup of coffee looks so good all the time. So I felt like I'd make myself a cup of coffee today. That's my cup of coffee. All right, guys, 10 seconds. All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1, and let's take it to the floor. Okay, you guys, here we go. Take it to the floor, you guys, on your backs. Slow dead bugs, okay? Now, the slow part is huge because we're not in a hurry, okay? Each time that each side will count as a repetition. But again, there's no head. If your head is on the floor, you guys, take it off the floor. You want to be in that nice little crunch. There we go. And we're just going side to side. Good. And again, I know we're counting our repetitions, but don't worry about being in a hurry. All right, we're gonna rotate in 3, 2, 1, rotate. Okay, here we go, up downs in 3, 2, 1, begin. Okay, so now with the up downs, we're either gonna jump out or step out, all right? Whatever you feel like you are in the most control of, okay? If I have tight hips, I shouldn't be jumping up. Meaning, if I can't land on my heels, I shouldn't be jumping up. Okay, so I want you to step up. Maybe you can jump your feet back, but if we don't get on those heels, then I want you guys to step up your feet so you can get on those heels, right? Okay. Back bugging you, Karen, today? All right, and rotate to your swings. All right, get it going. Nice and smooth. Pull that dumbbell underneath you. Now, Chris, is that the comfortable way of swinging it for you? Yeah, maybe hold it at the end like this, so it can kind of have a little bit of whip. Yeah.
I'm afraid I'm gonna drop it.
Okay. Yeah. do the way that you're doing then. Yeah, definitely do the way that you're doing then.
for our hardwoods and for our neighbors below.
Yeah, that's fair. That's a good idea. All right, dead bugs in 3, 2, 1. Rotate. All right. All right. I get a little bit of a pop each time, Karen, when I do it, but I don't know if it's a painful pop for you or not. But we can also do a dead bug hold. So we don't have to move, but we're still able to keep that midsection or that core on fire. On fire in a good way. All right. Okay. 15 seconds, party people. And then we're going to move into up downs. And then another alternative for those dead bugs could be a plank hold. Okay. All right. 3, 2, 1. Rotate. Here we go. Let's go right into your up downs. There we go. Good. So think of it like this, you guys. The main goal of this is to be moving, right? Is to stay in motion. That heart rate's going to get jacked a little bit, but that's okay. So it's like this. You want to push through the discomfort where you know that you're in an uncomfortable kind of situation, but you're still moving through it. And as you get yourself through it, right, in each movement, in each repetition, I want you to start to use a term, and I want you to say one more, right? And this is just kind of like right now, it's a really good kind of time to practice it. All right, 3, 2, 1, and here we go. Let's get right back into those swings. All right, begin. Yeah, using the term one more, it's communication, right? Communication to your brain of like, well, I can do one more. And what it does is every time that you can do one more and then you do one more and you do one more, it gets you further than you think that you can go, which is kind of a really cool thing because you're tricking your brain a little bit. Okay, 15 seconds. Ten seconds. All right, in 5, 4, 3, and rotate. Okay, you guys, let's take it to the deck. Get right into those dead bugs. So I heard a real good fun fact the other day. It was talking about our abilities and our what we actually have within us. So when we get to a point and we feel like we're physically to the point that we can't go any further, I mean, fill in the blank, whatever you're doing, we actually have 7 times more to actually go, right? So we think that we're like, oh my gosh, I'm so over, I can't do this anymore. But ultimately what we really have is we can go 7 times further. And so as we kind of train and as we go through things that are uncomfortable or hard, just kind of keep that in mind, right? When our brain is like, oh, You got to slow down, man. Know that you might need to slow down, but you can still go and not stop. All right, everybody, here we go. In 3, 2, 1, and up downs. Here we go and begin. Okie doke, here we go. Stay in motion.
So was the 7 times distance, 7 times time, or 7 more times of like, oh my God, I don't think I can go any further?
Yeah, well, the content that I was like when I was listening to is 7 times like under tension, I guess I should say. So it could be related to distance, like the amount of time you're under tension. You know what I mean? But distance was the format when I was listening to this. It really resonated to the whole running thing.
So like instead of 5 miles, 35 miles?
Essentially.
Holy smokes.
Yeah. All right, everybody, here we go. Single dumbbell swings in 3, 2, 1, begin. Well, it was interesting, Chris, because yesterday I was actually said to my crew yesterday that showed up for the 2nd annual Stoneway Fun Run and Walk, that, you know, some of them were like, you know, oh, I can do this, I can do that. And I told them, I said, we all could run a marathon today if we wanted to, right? Now, would it be like super smart because we haven't really kind of moved in that direction or that distance or put ourselves underneath that tension? Maybe, maybe not. But we do have that capability. Like everybody in this class right here, right now, right? We could all go out for a 26-mile run or walk together. We could go out there and we'd all finish it. It would be hard. It would be really hard, by the way. But we could all do it, okay? So, anyways, just in case any of you guys want to go get together for a fun run out in the woods together. All right, 3, 2, and take it to the deck. All right, so we have 1 more of the Deadbugs, and then 1 more of the up downs. All right, everybody, 15 seconds. Okay, in 3, 2, 1, rotate. Okay, you guys, here we go. Let's go right into your up downs. All right, everybody, here we go. Nice and smooth. Thirty seconds. All right, get there, get there. 1 more, everybody. 5, 4, 3, and stop. All right, you guys, let's go ahead. Grab your water. Sure that we get the amount of water that our body needs, especially as it's getting warmer out there. Can you guys hear me okay? Yeah, you can hear me? Okay, cool. Thank you. All right. Well, what we are going to do is we're going to move ourselves into a 14-minute AMRAP. So we're going to work for 14 minutes. Then what we're going to do in that 14 minutes is we're going to do some alternating hang dumbbell snatches. So we're going to do 30 of those, meaning we're going to do 15 on each side, okay? From there, we're going to do 15 tuck-ups, and then we're going to be doing 15 up-down devil presses, okay? So with that, that's just going to be an up-down, and then we're going to do a double dumbbell ground to overhead. So let's go over that real quick. Make sure we're all on the same page. So I like to think Russian dumbbell swing with a punch overhead, right? So we're going to go from here. We're going to pull it, punch it overhead, swap sides, and we're simply going to go side to side. So this is the big piece right here. So I would say as an alternative, if we're not going to do the snatches, right, we're still working on those swings, just do some do some alternating dumbbell swings. But again, pop those hips, punch it, swap hands, and continue, okay? Let's do this real quick. Let's go 4 of these total, 2 on each side. So, Karen, Karen, what I would do with those plates that you have is I would do this. I would kind of do those. I'd pull it to my shoulder and then I'd press it if you feel okay with it. Just so we're not getting crazy with that. Yep. Keep those abs tight. Okay. Now, let's make sure that you guys can see me still, but let's go all take it to the floor. We're all going to sit up. 2 options on this one, everybody, is we can go ahead and do sit-ups. Okay, that's to be step 1. But what I'd like to see everybody do is I'd like to see everybody do a tuck-up. So we'll be flat. We're going to sit up, bring those knees to our chest, right? Preferably heels not on the floor. If we need to touch them, totally okay. Then we go all the way back down and then repeat. All right, let's get 5 of these, 5 tuck-ups. Okay, nice and smooth. Again, we can always change this to sit-ups. But remember, as we're doing the tuck-ups, start to sit up first, then bring those knees to the chest, all right? Okay, so the next piece, everybody, let's go ahead and stand up. We're gonna do a double. We're gonna actually do an up-down double dumbbell push, double press. So dumbbells are gonna be on the floor. Let's go ahead and step out or jump out, okay? Then from here, we're gonna step up or jump up, bring them to your shoulders, press overhead, okay? Now, again, bring them to your shoulders, and then press overhead. Okay, so let's all do this together. We're gonna go to the floor with the dumbbell, step out or jump out. Let's come right back to the starting with the feet wider than the dumbbell. We're gonna stand up, bring it to your shoulders, press overhead, bring it to your hips, and then let's repeat. Okay, let's get 3 of those. Here we go. Nice work, everybody. Looking good on a Monday. So those are going to be our 3 movements today for this segment. All right. Give me a thumbs up if you feel good about it. Boop, 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 boop. Perfect. Well, let me reset my clock and let's get this party started. Cool. We are going to start off with those alternating dumbbell hang power snatches. All right, everybody, here we go. Let's get those dumbbells in hand. In 3, 2, 1, begin. All right, you guys, here we go. Use those hips, right? Use those hips. got a really good book that I recommend if you guys are looking for a good book, and it's called Born to Run. Have any of you guys read that before? So good. I mean, it is a little bit, it is about running, but it's most, well, here it is. Here's the background, right? It's this journalist who's running. He starts to have these like knee issues, and he goes to a doctor. He's like, you gotta stop running, right? Maybe you should start riding bikes now. And he's like, I'm gonna get a second opinion. Well, then he ends up going to this other doctor, and he's gonna, start giving him cortisone shots like the other guy was going to do. And then he referenced that he went and saw this one doctor. He's like, you went and saw that doctor? He's like the best in the nation or whatever. So anyways, he's got this bad news that he can't run anymore or whatever. Well, he's doing some work and doing some research on these people in Mexico that just run ridiculous amount of distance, and they do it at like 40, 50, 60, 70, 80 years old, and they just do it over and over and over again. So he's like, there's a secret to this. So anyways, he kind of jumps down this rabbit hole for this purpose, and it just kind of unfolds into a really cool story. And I'm like not even close to being done with it, but it's like so cool. So anyways, Born to Run, pretty good book.
Okay, cool, because it's on my on our bookshelf. It's my husband's. I've been meaning to read it now. Excellent. I'll pull it out.
Yeah, it's so worth it. It's so worth it. So I started reading it, like I went and bought the Audible. What's that, Colleen? Yeah, I went and bought the Audible, right? And then I'm walking through my closet, and I'm like, holy crap, I got the book right here on my shelf. And I actually wish I would have known that, because it's one of those things that I want to like be a little bit more mindful and sit and read like real books and stop my day so I can read. So anyways, that would be kind of a cool little thing too. I'm actually going to put a little feeler out there in our group, everybody, on, what books do people recommend, right? Because I think, Tina, you said you read Green Light by Matthew McConaughey. Man, so good also. I can listen to Matthew McConaughey's voice all day long, by the way. There we go. All right, you guys, we're a little bit over 3 minutes into this segment. So again, the goal of this is you want to feel comfortable with the movement. So keep on moving, right? So you feel just comfortable moving through each movement. And then when you feel that comfortable, then that's when we want to kind of give our extra push, right? That's when we want to push our limits. So we have a little bit of this. It's kind of like an acronym, and it's like MCI. I think I've said this before, but I'll say it again really quick, is mechanics, right? Mechanics are king, so that we know the movement, right? That we feel comfortable with it. And then the next one is consistency. So we're repeatedly doing it over and over and over again correctly. And then the last piece is the intensity, and that's when we can increase the intensity. And intensity can be speed, it could be volume, it could be load. Any of those three things can be volume, but we want to make sure that we're doing the movement right. 2, over and over again, we're practicing it right. And then we can go ahead and add to it. There we go. I don't know how many of you guys use Zoom a lot, but I went to log into my account, and every time I open it, I go to my meetings, and it shows, we're ready to start, and it wasn't doing it for me today. I was like, what is going on with my own account? I can't even turn on my own Zoom account, right? So I start to kind of freak out a little bit. I'm like, I don't know what to do. So then once I figure it out, I log on and it was just me. And I'm like, oh, great. I must have created a new room. Nobody's going to be here with me. And then Tina popped up. I was like, okay, whew. All right. All better, Scott. All right, you guys, short of 6 minutes. Kind of keep those muscles flowing. There we go. Yeah, when it comes to those hang power snatches, just really work on keeping that dumbbell close to your body as you pull it underneath your body. And then almost jump yourself up so that dumbbell just wants to fly over your head. And all you have to do is complement it with a little bit of a push. Pop. There we go. This is one of my favorite movements, especially the hang part. There we go. Yeah, I think that would be kind of a fun icebreaker today. Maybe after we're done working in this 14 minutes, is we go. Maybe we share a book that we're reading, or a book that we've read that we would recommend. I don't know about you guys, but growing up, I was not a reader. I was definitely forced to read, um, which reading is really good, by the way. But I started kind of getting into reading. I don't know, about 7, 8 years ago, and I felt like a kid in a candy store. I was like, "There's so many stories in this library that I don't even know about." I'm like, short of 40, discovering this new thing. It's one of those things like, man, I wish I knew about this a little bit earlier. All right. All right, everybody, just a little bit less than 6 minutes left. There we go. So start giving yourself little mini goals when you do this, because 14 minutes can seem like a lot sometimes. Or you're gonna do something for like 20, 24 minutes, and it could seem like, oh my gosh, kind of daunting. But take one piece at a time, like each minute or each round, or however you want to set your goals to, hey, all I need to do is get through this. I'm going to do 30 of these dumbbell snatches. And maybe you're going to rest, right? Maybe you're going to find a certain point where you're going to rest in the round, get to that piece before you stop, right? So it's giving you kind of like that carrot, right? You're keeping that carrot, like the horse in the carrot, but keeping it ahead of you. So it's giving you that drive each time. And then once you're done with that, reset it. And then you do it all over again, all over again. Give yourself another goal. And so it's just a repeating cycle where nothing seems too daunting. I think I shared this a while ago, and I'll share it just one more time with everybody, is that some of you guys know I just got back from Colorado and went and did the Leadville Marathon. And the night before, I had this dream that, all I was doing was like 1 mile at a time, right? I just took like 1 mile at a time. So and then I woke up and I actually totally did that, right? And this was kind of like what I did is every single time that I'd run a mile, I'd tell myself, and I actually would say it out loud if nobody was around, so I didn't seem crazy. But I was like, all right, only one more mile. And I was only at mile 2, by the way. And then I hit like mile 8. All right, one more mile. And then I literally got to the point where it was at 25 miles. And I literally was like, you just have one more mile, man. And it was just kind of a cool way of like breaking things down, something really big into something really, really simple. And so I think there's a lot of lessons in that in anything that we're doing, whether it comes to working out, right? Working on projects at the house, maybe working on projects at work, but you just got one more mile, one more hour type of a thing. I'll share my other little mantra maybe at another time. But again, it was kind of in the related piece of it that just kept me going. So, anyways, those are just kind of personal stuff that I hope are helpful for you guys. All right. So we have a little bit over 2 minutes. Good. Abs are tight. And we're always flexing. When that dumbbell gets overhead, we're pressing up hard. Abs are tight. Glutes are tight. Quads are tight. There we go. All right. 2 more minutes. It's funny. The first time when I logged on and there was nobody here, I was like, oh, shoot. Everybody's taking the day off. Proud of you guys for being here. There we go. Good. All right, everybody, we have 14 seconds. 14 seconds, 45 seconds. All right, here we go. Good work, good work. All right, 10 seconds. Come on, here we go. Let's finish it up. In 3, 2, 1, stop. Good work, you guys. All right, let's do something real quick. Let's go ahead. Let's put how many rounds did we get in? And just to go back really quick, if you guys were keeping track of your repetitions for our strength piece, let's put your repetitions in, and then let's go ahead and put how many rounds plus reps did you get with this last piece. Okay, so again, as you guys are doing this, and if you can think of something that you would recommend, right? Maybe a book that you're currently reading or a book that you read, maybe you can kind of put that into the mix also. All right. So again, as a reminder, after this, there is a finisher, but we're going to fast forward to the cool down so we can do a little stretching together. We're going to loosen up those hips. Maybe even hit those hamstrings and glutes a little bit. All right, everybody. I'm going to have you guys give me a little point to the ceiling if your upper body's sore, or point to the lower or the ground if your lower body's sore. What's more sore, upper body or lower body? Lower body. Chris is like, I don't know. Lower body. Okay, so we'll do lower body. All right. I like it. Nice work, Tina. Tina recommends Atomic Habits. Good work, you guys. Okay. So as you are all finishing it up, all right, let's go ahead and let's take it to the floor. All right, so let's go ahead and clear some area for you. We're going to start on the floor. All right, so what we're going to do, everybody, we're going to start sitting down. Let's go ahead and straddle those legs. So let's go ahead and spread those legs. Okay. So the first thing I want you to do is just kind of open up, right? So you're going to start to feel in the little inner parts of your legs. And then from here, we're just going to go ahead and bring that foot into your probably inner thigh, right? So I got my right side. So as you can see, my knee is up off the deck. It just means my right hip is tight. So I'll show you this after I'm on the other side, that my other side will be flush against the floor because it's not as tight as this side. So what I'm gonna do with my left hand, I got a hand on my ankle. So I'm keeping it there. So it also kind of protects the tenderness of my ankle against the floor. And then on my right hand, I can actually kind of push my knee down, but you don't have to, okay? So we're just gonna hang out here for 2 minutes. So depending on what is going on with you, right? Your back might be tight in your back, might be tight in your just overall, just your hip complex, right? Make sure we're sitting up tall. And then as we're doing this, we're taking a deep breath, inhale through your nostrils and maybe exhaling through your mouth. Because we want to be fully relaxed as much as possible. There we go. Okay, so about 10 seconds, we're going to go ahead and switch sides. Okay, in 3, 2, 1, go ahead and swap, go right back out, put that leg out, and then pull in the other side. I don't know if you guys can see from here, but like this leg is like flush against the floor. So if you can do that and it all feels good, the next thing I would do is I'd go ahead and reach for my toe. So the previous side was a little tight, but this would allow you to get a little bit deeper into that stretch. Again, just with each exhale, you just want to fully relax. So if any of you guys are in any pain or if you feel like you're stressing, that stretch kind of pull back a little bit. That's exactly what we want to go against. We're not trying to force ourselves into a position, but put yourself in a position that, you know, if you had the opportunity, you could actually fall asleep here. I don't know who falls asleep sitting up, but you're that relaxed. That's kind of what I'm getting at. Okay, about 20 seconds. We're going to go ahead and move into another position. The next position that we're going to move ourselves into is I'm going to go ahead and put my left leg out forward, and then my right leg is going to be behind me. Some people call this like a hurdler stretch. Okay, let's go ahead and rotate. So again, left leg's going to be out in front, right leg's going to be back. And then if you can, go ahead and sit back or lean back. If this is kind of hard on you, you can sit up tall. But if we can go ahead and put our hands behind us, let's do that. So we're going to stretch the front of our legs, hit that hip a little bit, right? You can also lift those hips up off the floor. If you want a little bit of a deeper stretch. Some people can lay on their backs. This guy can't do that. Not yet. But as you start to loosen up, you can kind of start to walk your hands back. But again, put yourself in a comfortable position. That kind of pushes the limits a little bit, but there's also, you can still relax. You're not stressing. Because when we put ourselves in a I'd say a deeper stretch that's stressful, it actually makes our muscles tighter. Okay, so one more minute. Good, just take a deep breath. Let it out. Just feel yourself kind of like relax a little bit more into that stretch. Okay, 30 more seconds. So the next stretch is going to be the same exact stretch, just the opposite side. Okay, so in about 10 seconds. Okay, so let's go ahead and start to rotate. Put the right leg forward, left leg back. And then sit back just like previous. So we'll be here for 2 more minutes and then we will be done. So again, the finisher, right, is still there. If you go to the app, the finisher is going to be ready for you. So you can choose to do the finisher, or we can call this good. You could also do it later on in the day. But if you have intention on doing it, I would recommend doing it right after we get off a line. So. Again, taking a deep breath and exhaling. Okay, one more minute. All right, 30 more seconds. All right, 10 more seconds, everybody. And 5, 4, 3, and we are done. All right, you guys, let's go ahead, grab some water. Good work today, everybody. Let's circle up. Let's do our group photo for the day so we can go kick our day off. Right? Well, we already kicked it off, right? So, all right, here we go, you guys. Get those guns a-blazing. 3, 2, and 1. And we're good, you guys. All right, everybody. Well, have a great rest of the day. I see 2 more books. It says King of the World about Muhammad Ali. Good one, Karen. And then Krista says, high performance habits, very practical. Awesome. All right,
Thanks.
you guys.
Thanks,
Yeah.
Coach. Everyone have a good day.
Good day,
All right,
everybody.
guys. See you guys.